So anyway, this is the story of Joseph. He told them to do that, and they did that. By the time they got there, they were tired and discouraged and in despair. But they didn't know that Joseph was going to do what Jesus has done for us and forgive them. And so, you can't carry that burden. Moving along. When we look at Jacob's story, we can appreciate Joseph's story. We can appreciate his deep and positive faith. Very rarely do people display such forgiveness in life. But we are to do that. For the Bible says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so we can be inspired by Joseph's story. Barbara Brown Taylor writes that Joseph listened to his life to understand what God was about. How many of us listen to our lives? What are the events that our lives are happening? What are they telling us about the workings of God, not only in ourselves, but in our world today? See, it was a larger thing that Joseph was doing that, and we read in the scripture, it said that all of Pharaoh's house heard him weeping and crying and forgiving his family. The acts that we do have a larger influence in society. And so Joseph took the time to understand that something was happening in his life. And so that brings me to point number 2, that you should pay attention to what is happening underneath the ground. Staying with the metaphor of being planted like a tree. Why is it? Because it has deep roots in the ground. We need to pay attention to what's happening on the underside of our lives. So often we look at just what we see right before us, but there are things that are working out in our lives. If we take the time to take a look, we will get just a picture of what God is doing. And that will help us get in the flow to let go and let God.